Hello everyone, welcome back to another video. So in this video I'm going to be talking about my surplus store pickups for August 2018. So I went to the surplus store last month and I got a few things, but this time I went again because they were having a 50% off sale on server racks, and I did pick one of those up for $25. I'll show that later in the video. But I'm going to start the video on the other two things I got here. So the first one is this Z170 Pro Gaming Motherboard. This was sitting on the shelf and it was $45, but it was a 25% off sale on IT related stuff today as well. So I paid $33.75 for this. More on this later. And I also got this little Optiplex 960 system here. This is the socket 775 version of the Optiplex 960. So I believe this can support Core 2 quads, and I believe it takes DDR3 as well, but I guess we'll kind of rip into the system quickly. I'm going to make a separate video about this eventually, but I'm just going to show it off a little bit in this one. So I went ahead and removed the cover. I'll also remove this air baffle thing. I believe the hard drive sits in there, but I'm not going to be putting the hard drive right in the flow of hot air from the heatsink. It's actually kind of funny, this video card in here, I actually have 3 more of these, and I was thinking about putting one of mine in the system, but I guess it already has it. These cards have DMS59 connectors on the back of those, and if you don't know what that is, it's that weird DVI looking connector that splits off into either 2 VGA or 2 DVIs. And it also has a FireWire card back there. I believe there's 2 FireWire 400 ports on the back, so that's pretty cool. And I'm kind of too lazy to do the math right now, but this was $15 before the 25% off sale. I'm not sure what that works out to off the top of my head. It also looks like this system only takes DDR2, but that's okay. I have a lot of DDR2 modules laying around that I could put in here. While I was there, I also picked out this Z170 Pro Gaming Motherboard from Asus. This was sitting on the shelf with a $45 price tag on it, and of course 25% off is $33.75. So looking in the box, it also comes with the I/O shield, so that's pretty cool. I think in my Socket 775 PC build from a few months ago, I talked about how I typically will get I/O shields in motherboards just randomly, and how I'm lucky to kind of get more I/O shields than not. So of course, looking further into the box, we have the motherboard, and I just removed the anti-static bag off camera so it wouldn't make too much noise. I believe this board is almost brand new. The plastic covering that you peel off is still on the chipset heatsink and still on this little plate here covering the audio circuitry. The board also has very little dust on it. So upon further examination, the issue with this, I believe, is just the socket has quite a few bent pins there. I don't know, you can actually see that pretty well on camera, but the socket is not in the best shape. It's not absolutely terrible, but the pins aren't perfect. So I believe I can fix that. I am pretty good at fixing the Intel sockets here, so that's probably something I can do. So once I get this fixed, if I can, I'm going to take it to my friend's house, and he has DDR4 and I believe a 6600K i5, and I was going to ask him if he could lend that to me for a little bit and let me test the board. And if the board fully works, I'm going to be building my next gaming computer out of this. So of course, it'll be a matter of time before I get the processor and the RAM, but other than that, I have everything really ready to go. I was going to use my AMD system, but that is a dual core, and I believe I can get up to 8 threads with this platform versus, I believe, 4 with the old, because AMD counts threads as cores, and that's why the E10 5800K is known as a quad core, but it's actually dual cores with 2 threads each. So this board also has an M.2 slot, obviously. It's Z170, so it's going to have that. And overall, it's just a really nice board, and I'm pretty amazed that I found it for so cheap, especially with the minimal damage. So I will be making a dedicated video about this where I go in depth about fixing the pins, and I'll also take it to my friend's house when I test it, and I'll get a video of that hopefully. So I believe that's it for the hardware that will actually fit on my desk. So with that said, I am going to go ahead and show you the server rack. So this shot here isn't going to be the best quality because I'm holding the camera and the audio in my garage isn't going to be really okay, but whatever. So here's my new server rack. It is a 42U Dell, and this actually wasn't the one I originally picked out. They accidentally gave the one I picked out to another guy, and so I ended up with this one. The reason I didn't pick this one out is mainly the door here is kind of sticky. It has this latch here. It didn't come with a key, but I pull that, it's still stuck, and I kind of have to lift up a bit to get it off of, whatever it's stuck on down there. So you can see the latch system there. And you can't really see it too well, but it is a square hole rack, and I've wanted to transition over to square hole equipment. And then up at the top here, you can see it is 42U, like I said. There's also these kind of cutout things here, and I have the things that go in those. We just popped them out so we could move the thing better. It also comes with a power cable down there that just was kind of sitting in there, and so it, just ended up coming with it. I think these are also the rack rails for a backup battery thing, but, that didn't come with the rack. So this thing is pretty tall. I'd say it's about 6.5 feet, so it's quite a bit taller than me. I'm 5'10". Taking a look around the back here, we have the same kind of latch system here. And if I pop that and do that, only half of it swings open, and there's a latch here. But I pinch that, and that side swings open. I kind of like the way this side opens more than the other side, but whatever. So something I think is pretty cool about this rack, and I didn't actually notice this until later on after I bought it, is we have a bunch of these power distribution things here. So we have 3 IEC ones, so there's one up here and then 2 up here. You can barely see them back there. And then we have a bunch of standard, 3-prong American US outlet things, and you can't really see those back there. So I turn the light on so you can see better. So we have one of those down there, and then one up here, and then one down there. So pretty cool. That's actually going to come in handy. I'm not sure if I'm going to keep all of them in here because I could certainly use the others in other projects. But having those in there is certainly going to help with wiring things up. Anyway, so I'm going to go ahead and close the rack here, and I think that's really all I have to say in this video. So I think with that said, thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next video.